everyone. How are you out there in internet land? I guess we'll call it interweb land. I am Jo Wilkens, for those who don't know me, aka that girl with the ears, and I am your pet nutrition advisor. But I am not here for that today. I'm so excited to be here with my friend Jane War, aka Trainer Jane. And she is the goddess, CEO, and founder of Selling on the Spot, which is now these days a conglomeration of many things and growing. It started out as a marketplace networking event. And I would love to know from you, Jane, how this whole thing got started for you.
Perfect. Thank you for having me, Jo. Thank you for adding goddess to my title. I love it. I'll accept that one. So yeah, thank you again for choosing to interview me. Selling on the Spot marketplace is something that I started as a one-time idea. I wasn't trying to build a company, or I certainly wasn't planning to. That was back in November of 2014 when I wanted to fill a need that I saw, which was in my neighborhood at the time, Ajax, Ontario, Canada, where I wanted to create a networking event where we didn't just network. We didn't just chit chat. It was in our area, there was already a lot of amazing networking events. Number one, most of them were women only. They were pretty much just social networks and, lunch and that sort of thing, but no real business being done. And even if business was done, it was almost by accident. It certainly wasn't strategic. So I was filling a need that I saw, and it was a one-time idea that took off. People asked me to bring it back. It was a solid year later when I decided to actually bring it back then as monthly in-person events. And it snowballed. People were driving from as far as 4 hours away to come to my monthly events. And so not only did I start taking it into other cities, but people started to ask to license it. And so in 2019, in July, I licensed the program. Proudly, we went into 3 continents in the first 6 months. So clearly there was a demand for our events, because what we do there is not just network. We offer you sales training, and we offer you a thriving marketplace to sell your products, services, book meetings, whatever you want to do to move your business forward. And our format is very unique, and our focus is selling ethically, efficiently, and effectively. And that is how I met you, Jo. So it shows that it's a powerful lead generation tool. We found you, and now we're helping you build your business through our events as well.
Absolutely. So I actually met one of Jane's licensees named Brenda in another networking platform, and she invited me to come check out Selling on the Spot. And I actually got involved in the community long before I made it to attend one of the marketplace events, which was really fun. I got to attend my first one last week, and I had no idea what to expect. So one of the things I would love for you to tell people is what to expect when they come to a marketplace event, like what to be prepared for, and what's the general flow, without giving away any trade secrets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we always say, it's a unique format that you really need to experience it, because there isn't anything like it. That's the whole point. So it's not just networking, it's not breakout rooms and then talking about weather and where you're from and only that. It is strategic. We teach you how to present when it is your turn in the marketplace. And then when it's your turn, depending on if you're a sponsor or a vendor, determines how many minutes you have to present to the whole group. And we are actually making offers. We're doing real business there. So again, Jo, you might be offering your products, for example, in which case you introduce yourself, you tell us about what your offer is today, the price, and ask for the sale. That's the short version of what goes on there. And just for everybody that's watching here to know that it is a proven model. We've been doing this for over 5 years already. We have a phenomenal amount of business that goes on, not just in our marketplace events, of which with the team, with my licensees and me, we put on roughly 20 events a month globally. So we're all over the place and in different time zones to serve you all. And like Joe mentioned, we also have a Facebook global community. Business is being done there as well. Collaborations are being done there as well. And of course, we also have membership and affiliate program, other divisions and more. But yes, we do suggest come to the marketplace. That's generally the place for you to get to know us, to see how we provide you an amazing platform to close business on the spot.
That is awesome. So, and I really enjoyed the one meeting that I've or marketplace that I've attended so far. And I've also attended several of the trainings that are part of your other offerings that you have, and found them very valuable experiences. So real quick, like you mentioned that it's a potential franchise opportunity. If somebody was interested, what are some of the areas that you're most interested in expanding to?
Awesome question. Canada and the US mostly, though we're definitely open to opportunities in other countries as well. Our goal has always been global. It's always been about inclusivity. So again, it's not just women. And actually, we choose to use the word inclusive. So we don't label ourselves men and women because not everybody identifies with those terms anyways. So it's for absolutely any persons. Again, geographically, it doesn't matter. Currently, we are virtual events only, thanks to the pandemic. Of course, we look forward to the day we get to go back to in-person events, in which case then it's more of a territory that a person would be buying into as a licensee. And it's that licensing is that it's a co-branding opportunity. So co-branding with the Selling on the Spot brand to lift up a prospective licensee and their existing businesses on a much bigger platform and taking it global, scaling faster.
So when things go back to in-person events, do you anticipate still doing some virtual events?
Oh, absolutely. All of them are going to stay. All of them are going to stay.
Yay!
We have so much demand for it. There's no reason we would leave. We would, like, why would we turn away all the people that we already have coming to our events from 25 plus countries, right? Without a licensee necessarily in every one of those countries, we're servicing them. So yeah, no, they're here to stay. It's actually a different licensing model for virtual, for in-person, or both.
Okay, excellent. So, and so that people know, if they go to the website sellingонthespotmarketplace.com, is that correct?
That is correct. Thank you.
So if they go to the website and they're looking at the events that you have, they don't need to live in an area to choose to attend one of the marketplaces. Is that correct?
Correct. It's correct. If so, again, regardless of if they're in Canada, the US, or elsewhere, I'm in Canada, hence me saying it over. I always say it first. I know you're in the US, but then as long as the time of day and the time zone works for the individual, then please join us. Or as long as marketing to us is who your demographic is, who your avatar is. So, for example, we do have some licensees in Europe. So if you're in Europe and you specifically want to be networking and doing business with other Europeans, then please go to those events. But if you want to expand, for example, in North America, come to ours as long as the time of day works for you. I know we have a few Australians participants that it's 12 hours difference, yet they want to make it work, because the bottom line is they've come to our events, they've seen and experienced it, and realize how much business they're closing. So even if they have to wake up in the wee hours or stay up late, it's worth it to them. And I'd love to, of course, find a licensee over there to serve them even better.
That's great. So I have a couple more questions for you. And then, of course, we have to finish off talking about your pets. So
of course.
Being a pet channel, this is what we do. So I wanted to ask you some questions about your other persona, Trainer Jane. And I wanted to know a little more about what it is that you focus on as a trainer, because there's lots of things you can train people on.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you. As a title, I'm a communications and sales trainer, meaning that quite frankly, both of those words are limiting. If I just said I'm a communications trainer, doesn't really tell you what I do. And sales trainer, people are still going to kind of assume there anyways. But yeah, I care about the visual, the verbal, the vocal, everything about how you are communicating to another individual. because till the other person understands the message, communication hasn't even happened. So now, of course, we're stuck in this virtual world at this time. So we're not in person. We're not feeling each other's vibe the same way that we are on camera. So regardless of when we go back to in person or here in this box, as I like to call it, the visual, how I'm showing up matters. It's what I want to convey to you and your audience in this case today, Joe. And also the words and my tone of voice, absolutely everything matters. So I'm not just teaching sales, meaning prices and packages and courses and all of that, but communications absolutely, like I said, is the visual, the verbal, the vocal. Is how do you interest somebody, how do you inform somebody, how do you inspire them to move forward with you in business? That's where I bring the communications and the sales together.
That's great. And so do you work more with individuals or with groups, or how do you prefer to work?
Our market is entrepreneurs, business owners, and sales professionals. So some absolutely are employees, but they're coming to us because, again, as long as they want more sales training, as long as they have a need to find customers or clients for their product or service, then absolutely please join us. So as Trainer Jane, I have been a corporate speaker as well. I only say have been because during or since the pandemic, I've kind of put that on hold. And certainly have been growing Selling on the Spot Incorporated, so much bigger, faster. So I haven't been doing corporate speaking for over a year now, but that is a part of my background as well. So working with teams, working with even C-suite executives. So again, whatever they need, I can absolutely fill the need, whether it's emotional intelligence training under the communications umbrella or personality-based sales training, relationships training, and so much more.
So if you had to pick what your favorite thing to help someone who's struggling in their business with from in the realm of what is your specialty, what is your favorite thing to help people with?
Great question, because that's hard to answer. I think the presentation itself, meaning that how they introduce themselves. So we call it your audio business card, meaning how you introduce who you are, who you help, how you help them, and with what, and how that leads into what your presentation is. Because in Selling on the Spot Marketplace, you're going to have the opportunity, like I said, to make an offer, but it's only a few minutes. But what we're teaching there is sales. It is a sales presentation. So you can still use it on one-on-one Zoom meetings or in other networking platforms, or if you're selling corporate, it's still sales training, what we teach. So I love absolutely all of that, because the bottom line is I help you get results.
That's fantastic. So we have yet to have the opportunity to connect and talk in more detail about what kind of furry family members you have. So I don't actually even know. I know you have pets, but I don't know. I think you have a dog. I believe that is what I have gleaned from other conversations. But I would love to know more about your pets.
I have an amazing rescue dog named Cooper. He has many nicknames. One of them is Cooper the Keeper, because he was a rescue. And I said, I will never, ever, ever, ever give a pet back. If I made a commitment, I stay 100% committed. And he was challenging. So I ended up naming him Cooper the Keeper, because I had to remind myself he's a keeper. He's not going back. How do we teach this one to adapt to at that time awesome. the house, the garden, the family?
Well, that's fantastic.
But he was worth it, absolutely.
So what kind of mix is he? Do you know? Do you have any vague ideas at least?
Well, actually, he's an American dog. First of all, he is from Ohio. So the papers that he came with, all I know is that he's off the streets. He was roughly or almost a year old at the time, so we had to make up his birthday. Based on the vet's opinion of his teeth, of how old he could be. And we believe he is Black Lab Beagle cross, because from a distance, he looks like a Black Lab. But if you know a Beagle, as soon as you walk up to him, like there's way too much brown between the tail, the longer ears, the little bits of white all over him. And even when I got him, he had a howl and no bark. He learned how to bark later. So, and the howl's gone too. So it was just kind of like, you look like a Black Lab, you sound like a Beagle. Interesting. And he's
That is
absolutely lovely,
adorable.
lovely, amazing dog.
That sounds so adorable. So we had actually my business Maxie Nation is named after our dog Maxie, who we just lost last month, but she was a German Shepherd Basset Hound mix.
Mhm.
And so that was quite the mix too. So I'm familiar with those hound dog mixes.
Yeah,
They're a lot of fun.
that's right.
So do they does your dog have any specific issues that crop up from now and then, from here and there, every now and then? That's what I'm trying to say. You know, any allergy issues or itching, scratching, ear
No,
problems,
no,
anything
not
like that?
necessarily that. He's aging. That would be the only kind of thing that I'm watching for. He's already over 12 years of age, so he's considered a senior dog for sure. Anytime, and he's got the white fur or whatever, that gives away his age for sure. He sleeps an awful lot during the day, but I mean, if we wanted to go for a 1 hour walk, he's not going to hesitate, and he doesn't even slow down. He just is really showing how tired he is immediately after.
Oh my goodness.
So we're
Well,
watching for like the aches and pains or whatever. I think his hips have gotten a little bit smaller. I think he's lost muscle tone, that sort of thing.
gotcha. Well, I've definitely got some recommendations for a joint support that could significantly help him, or a holistic anti-inflammatory that you can keep on hand for days when he gets a little extra exercise and is feeling kind of stiff. So we can talk about that later. So
Sure.
I thank you so much for your time with me. I really enjoyed learning more about Trainer Jane, as well as sharing the Selling on the Spot brand and the marketplace. Do you want to tell people how they can find you if they
Sure,
want to
please.
learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, our website, sellingonthespotmarketplace.com, is the first place to look for us. But anyone, please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's as Jane War or Trainer Jane. I can be found all over social media by both of those names.
Yay. Well, thank you again so much. And everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Joe. Take care.